Why Aryna Sabalenka's biggest threat at the U.S. Open this year will strangely not come on the court. Aryna Sabalenka will have plenty of competition heading into the U.S. Open this year, with a handful of tangible, dangerous threats for the crown. Naturally, she will be the favorite, as the defending champion and world number one who has reached at least the semifinal of each Grand Slam this year. Alas, she is yet to win one in 2025, with this being her final chance. Should she fail, then Sabalenka could join an unwanted list, including John McEnroe and Lindsay Davenport. If power and technique beyond almost everyone else on the tour, it often feels like only her own mentality will stop her from winning it all. That could be a worry heading into the U.S. Open, where she will be challenged and provoked relentlessly for her recent comments about Coco Gauff. Aryna Sabalenka's French Open final comments about Coco Gauff could come back to haunt her. Although she has already apologized numerous times and shown genuine remorse, clearly making up with the 21-year-old, for some, that might not be enough, especially with a fickle American crowd who will want to protect their top prospect and do whatever they can to unsettle one of her biggest rivals. The Belarusian was emotional and short-sighted in her post-match press conference after the French Open final, but who can blame her? She had just lost yet another Grand Slam final in tough conditions, and made a flippant comment that she has since come to regret. She claimed, "That hurts, especially when you've been playing really good tennis all week. If Iga Swiatek had beaten me the other day, I think she would have gone out today and gotten the win. It just hurts. I've been playing really well, and then in the last match, going out there and doing what I did, it hurts." Ironically, Sabalenka claims she's happy about the French Open final incident and how it has shaped her as a person since. Aryna Sabalenka will have to battle the U.S. Open crowd. It is for this reason that Aryna Sabalenka's biggest threat will likely not be any opponent she faces, but the U.S. Open crowd instead. As noted earlier, her mentality is what needs to be sound to allow her physical and technical superiority to shine. It could be hard to keep things in check when she has tens of thousands of fans all preying on her downfall. Despite being the defending champion, Sabalenka's comments about Gauff could make her a pariah in New York. Should she face an American at the event too, this vitriol could reach an all-time high. It will take a monumental mental effort for Sabalenka to overcome the inevitable obstacles she faces to win the title again. Why Aryna Sabalenka's biggest threat at the U.S. Open this year will strangely not come on the court. In the world of professional tennis, threats usually come armed with a racket, an unrelenting serve, and a burning desire to win. But for Aryna Sabalenka, the reigning queen of controlled chaos, power hitting, and fierce competitiveness, the greatest challenge looming over the 2025 U.S. Open may not come with a ranking number or a signature forehand. This year, her biggest obstacle might be something far more elusive and unpredictable: the world outside the lines of the court. The Sabalenka ascendancy. Aryna Sabalenka has always stood out in the women's tennis circuit. With a thunderous game built around blistering ground strokes and a commanding presence, she has bulldozed her way through tough draws, Grand Slam after Grand Slam. Her rise from a volatile talent to a consistent top-tier threat has been one of the most compelling stories in tennis over the past few years. After capturing her maiden Grand Slam title at the 2023 Australian Open, Sabalenka silenced her critics, who questioned whether she could ever tame her emotional swings or shaky serve under pressure. She followed that up with deep runs in nearly every major tournament, climbing to the #1 spot in the WTA rankings and becoming a symbol of resilience, growth, and raw power. And yet, despite all that, the greatest challenge facing her at Flushing Meadows in 2025 might not be Iga Swiatek's clay-bred precision, Coco Gauff's electric defense, or Elena Rybakina's calm baseline dominance. It may be everything else. The pressure cooker of stardom. At 27, Aryna Sabalenka has become more than just a tennis player. She's now a celebrity, a role model, a fashion icon, and a magnet for attention, both positive and painfully intrusive. Her social media following has exploded, her interviews go viral, and her off-court life, once guarded and low-key, is now under a microscope, with the tennis world watching and mainstream media devouring every move, every facial expression, every swimsuit photo. Sabalenka's life outside the court has become a circus tent she never auditioned for. The U.S. Open, unlike any other Grand Slam, is a carnival of noise, culture, lights, and media frenzy. It's New York, after all, the city that never sleeps and never stops asking questions. The celebrity presence, the fashion shows, the paparazzi, the endorsement events, all of it swirls around the tournament like a chaotic storm, and Sabalenka is no longer a bystander in that storm. She's the eye. This year, it's not a rival across the net, but the vortex of fame, scrutiny, and expectation that may prove to be her greatest opponent. A year of emotional toll. 2025 has already been an emotionally complex year for Sabalenka. After withdrawing from the Canadian Open due to personal reasons, there were rumors and whispers about burnout, injury, and emotional fatigue. Sabalenka responded with a now viral Instagram post showing her dancing on a yacht with her boyfriend, Georgios Frangoulis, flashing a radiant smile and exuding joy. The message: she's fine, maybe even thriving. But insiders in the tennis world know better. The smile might be genuine, but the exhaustion is real. Her father's death a few years ago continues to cast a long shadow. She's spoken openly about the pain of competing without the man who first put a racket in her hand. Each win is a tribute, each loss a dagger. Combine that with the daily grind of tour life, the endless questions about her relationship, the trolling, the tabloid headlines. There's only so much one person can carry. As the U.S. Open approaches, that emotional weight could be heavier than ever. The Sabalenka brand, a double-edged sword. In the last 12 months, Aryna Sabalenka has leaned into her fame more than ever. She launched a bold, unfiltered YouTube channel showcasing behind-the-scenes looks at her life. From training sessions to glam shoots, from emotional meltdowns to goofy car rides with friends. The idea: authenticity, rawness, truth. It was a hit. Fans loved the access. Brands lined up. She became the face of unapologetic womanhood in sport, powerful, emotional, real. But with that exposure comes a new kind of vulnerability. Suddenly, she's not just managing her serve toss. She's managing a personal narrative. The pressure to be perfect while being real is paradoxical and exhausting. The more people see you, the more they want from you. And in New York, during the U.S. Open, everyone wants a piece. One misstep, on court or online, and the court of public opinion ignites.